Okay. Perfect. We're recording. Let's do this thing. Awesome. Hi, guys. Happy Thursday night. Like I said, my name's Katie Trent, and I'm really excited that you're here. I hope that you've got some comfy clothes on because, full disclosure, I may be in a cute sweater, but I'm definitely in pajama pants on the bottom. So we're doing the business mullet tonight because that's the way we flow these days on Zoom calls. So I hope you got comfy clothes on, a drink of your favorite beverage, maybe your significant other with you, because we're going to kind of dig into some stuff tonight. Maybe some stuff that we like to push to the side because maybe confronting it head on means we actually have to make a decision. And I really love helping people make decisions to better their life. And so this series of calls is called Align Your Life. And I love that that's the name of it because alignment is so important for so many things and for us to live out our best lives. And it's part of my decision in coming to Q Sciences a year ago. And it has been the best decision, not only for our family's health, for our finances, but also just for our marriage and communication and being on the same page when it comes to money and all the things. And so we're going to kind of dig into that and what alignment looks like. Because if you notice that there is something out of alignment in your life, it shows up pretty quickly. You might feeling more stress in a certain area. Let's take your health. If your health is out of alignment, right? It's stressful to think about kind of the state of the world that we're in. What if we were to get sick, or what if we have pre-existing conditions or family members that have things that they're struggling with? You know, when we have our health struggles, it really takes a toll on everything else: the relationships in our life, our finances, just how we view ourselves, how we view the future, the decisions that we make. If you are out of alignment when it comes to your finances, that also impacts the relationships in your life. It can impact your health. It can impact the decisions that you make in the future that you have. If you are out of alignment in just the relationships in your life, that can also impact your health. That can impact the decisions you make in your future. And so what you'll notice here is that no matter what you have in your life that might be out of alignment, you'll notice that it impacts so much. And y'all, we only get one life. We get one chance at this. And so why not maybe face those things that are out of alignment head on, make some decisions, impact the lives around us for better and for good, and see a real change, because you do have that opportunity with Q Sciences. And that's essentially where I was about a year ago. So I'm going to share my screen so that y'all can kind of see a little bit of that journey that it has looked like. Right there, you'll see my sweet family. I have 4 kiddos. They're 13, 11, 2, and then 3 months old. They are really and truly the reason behind why I do everything. But this phrase on the screen is exactly where I was. I knew that I wanted to live life on our terms, and I knew what we wanted. I knew that we wanted to spend more time together as a family. I knew that I wanted to be here with my babies and not miss a single minute of it. I also knew that I didn't want to be in debt anymore. I didn't want to have to make extra payments a month towards something else, because when that money is going towards a debtor, that means that I can't use it for whatever I want to use it for. And maybe that some days is a Target run, or maybe that some days putting it towards the future for our family. And so I knew that I wanted to get us out of debt as soon as possible, but I wasn't really sure how we were going to make those things happen. And so you might feel the same way. You might have an idea or maybe a dream of what you want your life to look like. Maybe that's health wise. Maybe you want to get in better shape, or maybe you want to be able to have more energy or sleep better, or be able to get the specific nutrients that you need. Maybe focus on your mental health and taking care of that. Maybe you want those things, but you're not quite sure how to go about getting there. Or maybe it is financial for you. Maybe you have big dreams. Maybe you want to travel. Or maybe you want to give the gift of college to your kiddos and they don't have to have student loans. Maybe you have kids that are teens and you're about to start getting a car for them, and you need to have some extra funds for that. Or maybe it is just being able to take the weight off of your spouse who works so hard to provide for your family. And maybe you want to contribute in some way as well, but you're not quite sure what to do or how to get there. And so that's what Q Sciences has become for our family. And a lot of that is because of this man right here. Mark Wilson is our founder and CEO. And he founded Q Sciences back in 2012. And he did it out of a heart for helping people with finances and money, because those are the 2 things that keep people up at night. Am I right? What has COVID highlighted for people these days? their health and their finances. What are the two things people are really worried about? And what we're talking about a lot are those two aspects. And he knew that 8 years ago. He knew that health and finances played a huge role for most people. And he wanted to create a company that could help both avenues. And his heart has always been to be of service. He actually was a former NFL Super Bowl champion. He went into real estate, did really, really well. He just kind of has this knack for business and a knack for people and really loving on them and really caring for them. And so that's where the heart of Q Sciences came from, was this idea of service. How can we provide the best of the best? Because that's what the Q stands for, is quintessential. How can we provide the best of the best when it comes to products to help impact people's health and financial goals? How can we provide the best opportunity for people to actually achieve those? And so he started asking some questions and trying to figure out, well, where do I focus when it comes to health, right? Health is a really broad term. There's a lot of different aspects. And so that's when he was connected to this man right here, Dr. Stephen Kimberly. He is our chief sciences officer. He is the man that helps develop all of the products that we're going to talk about tonight. And he has an extensive medical background. He is a board certified specialist in internal medicine, and also has a degree in naturopathic medicine, and was also the chief editor for WebMD for over 13 years. So this man not only knows his stuff, but he is very passionate about making sure that we're up to date on the science that is going on, because science doesn't stand still, he says. It always keeps moving. And so we want to make sure that we know what the latest data is saying, what the latest research is saying, so that we can impact our health in the quickest and the best way. And so when they connected, they essentially said, we want to focus on providing products that are going to help the massive pillars of health that people are struggling with here and now. Because we know if we get to the root of those and help people see changes there, we're not only going to help people right now, but we could help people and families for generations to come. And so they started off developing a whole suite of products, and they focused primarily on the supplementation side, because Dr. Kimberly said that's one of the fastest way that people can see big changes in their health. And I would ask you to kind of think back maybe the last 24, 48, 72 hours. Did you get all of the vitamins and nutrients and vegetables and water intake that you need on a daily basis? And I would probably say 99% of us on here would say no. That doesn't make us a bad person or anything like that. It's just kind of the state of life that we're in, right? Life is busy. Grabbing and going is a lot easier. Or maybe sometimes we just enjoy the good food, right? And maybe sometimes that's an easier choice than doing all the other healthy things. And so knowing that about ourselves speaks to the rest of the population of America, right? And even around the world. Getting everything that we need into our system is just not something that happens on a daily basis. So we are missing out on very important micronutrients. And so they wanted to focus specifically on helping people to make sure that they're adding those into their diets, and having the issue of the fact that even our soil is depleted. Even the foods, if we are eating the good foods, the vegetables that we're supposed to be eating and the fruits, those are even more deprived of the nutrients that we used to have even just 10 years ago. So it's really not a question of if you're going to use supplementation. It's going to be about which brand are you going to use. And so if it was up to me, I would definitely want to make sure I was using a brand that was up to date on all the science going behind all of our products and everything that's going to be interacting with your body, because our bodies are made specifically to want to ingest and utilize different nutrients. But if they're not in the correct forms, it won't be able to use them. You'll actually just excrete them. And so that happens with the majority of products you're going to find out there. And so one of the things that they're very proud of and they work really hard to do is to provide products where absorption is going to be one of the key things they focus on. They want to make sure that your body's actually utilizing it correctly so you can see those changes. And so they started off with a product called the Q Max. And that is a fully methylated, fully chelated micronutrient. And those are just really fancy words that basically mean a micronutrient that's going to be absorbed into your body correctly. So actually about 60% of Americans struggle to utilize B vitamins. They actually need to be methylated for them to utilize them. It's a genetic mutation called MTHFR. And so, if you're one of those people, you're definitely wanting to make sure that what you're ingesting is going to be used correctly. And chelation basically just means that we are making sure that each individual mineral in there is in the correct form for your body to use. And so that's where we started as a company, was focusing on the QMax, which actually impacted mental health. So many people were coming back saying that they were noticing positive changes for them with things like anxiety and depression and ADD and ADHD, explosive rage, PTSD, bipolar. I mean, those are just a few of the things that they have seen be positively impacted by our QMax. And one of those people would be my husband. I love him so much, and it pains me when he is struggling. He has had anxiety and depression ever since he was a little boy. And it's something that he has tried medication for, really hates the way it makes him feel, and so he doesn't use it. He just kind of toughs it out, and I hate to see him on his blue days or on the days that he just can't even go to sleep at night because he's kind of up worrying or thinking about something that's really stressing him out. And so that was one of the first things that he tried when we ordered our products from Q Sciences. And I don't know, your husband might be similar to mine. And, they don't like really volunteer feelings. It's not like, hey, let's sit down and talk about our feelings. That's just not the typical route they go. And so for him to be coming to me actively, telling me how good he felt, the fact that he was sleeping straight through the night, he wasn't waking up worried and stressed, the fact that he wasn't having blue days as often. I can count on one hand in the last year the amount of blue days that he's had versus he used to have 2 to 3 in a month. And seeing that change for him so quickly was really exciting and just made me so happy for him, because that is a huge quality of life change. And so they continue to build out products that focused on the main pillars of health. This is our entire suite of products, and it is continuing to grow. And I love that about us. We are not a niche company. We are very focused on helping anyone and everyone. So we're going to have a product that is going to impact men or women or elderly or younger or sedentary or active or whatever you've got going on. We're going to have something for you that's going to be able to help your body in the best way possible. And so for about 5 years, they really did focus on supplementation specifically. That is going to be the bottom line of products you see on the screen over here. And the products that they focused on were things like gut health, right? That's a huge pillar of health. Your gut is called your second brain for a reason. It plays a huge impact on the rest of your body. In fact, you would be very hard pressed to find some type of condition that is not related to your gut in some way. It's where your serotonin is made. That's your happy chemical. So it can definitely impact your moods and your anxiety levels. So if you're not taking care of your gut, that is something that you should definitely consider looking into. My dad is a GI doctor. Gut health has been a part of my life for my whole life. And I know how important that is. And what happens is the majority of probiotics out there, when they get to your stomach, that stomach acid is so harsh that it actually kills off the majority of the bacteria that's included. So you'll notice that lots of products like to say that they have like billions of CFUs. Well, that's because they know most of it's going to die and actually not make it to your intestines to make that impact. And so we have a patented release technology with ours that gets all the way through your stomach acid just fine, and then deposits the good bacteria all the way throughout your GI tract, which is as long as you are tall if you know your anatomy. So it actually has quite a ways to travel. And it's important that it's getting there, because if it doesn't, it can lead to all sorts of issues like leaky gut syndrome and others. The reason your gut sees such an issue is because there's good and bad bacteria always kind of duking it out, right? And the bad bacteria loves to feed on sugar. Now, sugar is a huge part of our diets. Whether you're the self-proclaimed sugaraholic, you like your ice cream, you like your sweets, or maybe you do kind of watch what you eat, but a lot of times sugar is snuck into foods. They change the name of it. It's highly addictive. People love to eat foods with sugar in it because it tastes better, and they just want more of it. And so companies know that, and they use that for their marketing, for what they put together and put out there. But that sugar wreaks havoc in your gut because that bacteria just thrives there. So if you are not utilizing a probiotic that's actually going to keep that balance correct, that's when the imbalance happens and so many issues that can occur. So our probiotic is incredible in that sense. They also focused on the hallmark of health, which is inflammation. This plays a huge role for people, especially those that have autoimmune issues. So fibromyalgia, definitely all the inflammation that's built up into the body and the pain that happens with that leads to the inflammation that's in there. And so it's important that you're dealing with the root cause of that pain. And I definitely want to pause here because I know we're talking about a lot of different things that people struggle with. And I want to say that, we're never going to claim we're curing people, right? People are still going to have what they have, but maybe this is a better way to get back into alignment when their body and their health is out of whack and dealing with it in a healthy way. So, like my husband will always have anxiety, he'll always have depression in some form, but he's able to actually move forward from those states and actually have a better quality of life because of that. Same concept here with people that struggle with autoimmune. Having less flare ups, having better pain management is a huge quality of life change for people. If you just have bad joints, I used it throughout my whole pregnancy because I tend to swell and hold on to tons of water weight and joint issues. And the Align was what really helped me with dealing with the inflammation that can kind of happen during pregnancy. Another area of health that they focus on is specific vitamin intake. So that's where our vitamin sprays come in. They look like this. They're in a tube, and you actually spray it into your mouth like a fresh breath spray. They're kind of minty, and it's going to be the second fastest way for you to actually absorb your vitamins. It's an almost instant absorption, and we have 6 different versions that you can pick from. So if you know maybe you're deficient in your vitamin B12. B12 is very important for your cell function and for energy levels. So if you're deficient in that, you can definitely feel tired throughout the day. Lots of people get B12 shots to help with this. And instead of having to do the shots, you could actually just do the quick spray. It is fully methylated as well. We also have one for vitamin C that's paired with zinc and vitamin D3. Those two specifically would be an awesome combo to utilize because those are the vitamins that they're recommending during all of this health stuff going on right now for your immunity, to boost your immunity. And so vitamin C and zinc and D3 would be a great option. We also have one called Relief that helps with pain management. We have one called Boost that helps with appetite suppressant and curbing your cravings. But everybody's favorite, I'm pretty sure I can say this, everybody's favorite is the sleep spray because the sleep literally changes your life overnight. If you struggle to go to sleep and stay asleep, this thing is your new best friend. I always joke that it's like a magical fairy dropped it off at our house. And I hope she never runs out of it because it truly has changed our sleep issues in this home, including our 2-year-old. We call her our SWB, which is a strong-willed blessing, because that is the nicest way to put it. She is just always on the go. She is the Energizer Bunny on steroids, and she never wants to go to bed. So she gets a couple sprays at night before bed and really helps her to sleep well. What I love is that it does not make me feel groggy or hungover the next day, and it doesn't give me any kind of nightmares. So I've used multiple products that have done that for me and have been really difficult. Let's see if I can mute anybody. If you pop on, can you make sure that you mute yourself because I don't want to mess up the thing. Thank you. So the other thing that we also focused on was weight loss. So we added in a small weight loss line last summer. And I know that's a big focus for people, especially right now. I keep hearing people say the quarantine 15. I don't know if that's because we're just at home more and we're not moving around as much, or we're eating our feelings, or whatever it is, because we've got so much going on in the world. But if you are focused on weight loss, we do have a couple of products that are very beneficial for burning fat, boosting your metabolism, helping with your cravings and what you're eating, and kind of helping with the carbs being ingested as well. And so we have meal replacement shakes that are great for that. I utilize those not so much even just for losing weight, but because I'm busy. I got 4 kiddos to keep up with, and I've got things going on. And half the time I'll look up and it's 3 p.m. and I'm already haven't eaten for the day. So it's a great way for me to grab a really good quality meal of nutrients that I need, instead of just grabbing whatever's in the pantry and eating the kids' fruit snacks. So if that's kind of your stage of life too, I think those are really beneficial. The vanilla is actually my favorite. A lot of people love the chocolate, so definitely give those a try too. And then lastly, they added in what we call kind of healthy energy drinks. If you feel like you struggle with your energy levels, I would definitely look into utilizing the Focus. It's a great drink that you can put into your water, has chia seeds in it, helps with brain and heart health, but also just gives good mental clarity throughout your day. It's a great way to not feel jittery, but also not have to grab an extra cup of coffee or something sweet in the afternoon to keep you moving forward. Some of the products that I just highlighted for it all are what we call our core products. That's where people typically tend to start if they're looking for just good overall health and nutrition. So they are the Max, which I talked about for brain health. health, the Align, which is good for inflammation, and then the Q-biotics for your gut health. They actually come in this really cool pouch that are in separate pillow packets so that you can actually know exactly what to take for AM and PM. It's already separated out for you. It's one step less for you to think about, which I know for me, especially when I've got so much going on throughout my day, just being able to grab a little packet and take what I need to keep my body healthy and using the correct nutrients, that is the best option for me. So I love that is available. And I love that it kind of comes in a very easy way for you to focus on just good overall nutrition, not having to just focus in one area. So if that's where you're kind of at in your journey, I would definitely look into the Q Core. The other area of products that we have is a whole separate line of products, and that is our full spectrum hemp. And so I want to take a second and talk about hemp because if you are like me and you didn't really know much about it prior to kind of getting on this call, let's do a little bit of background for you. So lots of people are familiar with the term CBD. You might see that at your gas station or your grocery store. And we're going to talk a little bit about what makes us different from everything else that's out there. But let's start with the elephant in the room, right? Hemp is not marijuana. Okay. You're not going to be doing drugs. You're not going to see little green men and like call your friend and be like, what the heck's going on? You're not going to have any psychoactive effects whatsoever. Drug testing is totally fine. So absolutely, totally separate product. Hemp does come from the same family as marijuana of plants, but is totally separate. Think of it like llamas and alpacas. Right? Those look very similar in animals, but they are different. They come from the same family as well, but they are totally different animals. So same concept here. And when we say full spectrum, that is also different than CBD, okay? So full spectrum means we utilize the whole plant. CBD is just one of the particles in that plant. So when you use the entire plant, you see a much bigger impact on your health. And we know that hemp can do so many amazing things for people. So you want to be able to get all the effects that you're looking for. I kind of describe it like a football team. If you're going to send out just the quarterback, he's not going to do as well as if he had his whole team with him. So you definitely want to have the whole team when you're using a hemp product. But the biggest factor that makes us different from everybody else is that we are water soluble. What that means to you is that your body's actually able to fully absorb it and use it. I said earlier, absorption is key. It's one of the main things they focus on in all of our products. And so we have about an 85% absorption rate. That means people can notice effects within 15 to 20 minutes, and it lasts about 12 hours. So other products out there are oil-based. Those have a very low absorption rate, maybe about 6 to 10%, and can wear off very quickly and can take a little bit for it to even show the effects people look for. So I have people tell me all the time that they've tried different types of products. They kind of feel like they understand the CBD world or the hemp world, and I say, no, you've just got to try ours. And they will. They'll order our products because every single product we have has a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you might as well see what it's all about. And they order it, they try it, and then they call me. And they're like, what the heck is this? Like, I feel so good. And I'm like, yeah, the absorption is a huge part of the success of your body being able to utilize it. I call it my mom calm. It's literally what takes the edge off on kind of the crazy days, helps with just kind of that mental focus and clarity. But we've seen hemp help with so many different things. I'm not sure if anybody remembers that really terrible rom-com, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where they used the Windex to like solve all the problems and they sprayed it on all the things. I always joke that that's what hemp is. It can do so many things for so many people. And it's really exciting. And that's why you see it everywhere because it is absolutely taking over the health industry. And I loved that they stuck true to their word, that they wanted to create the best of the best products. And you absolutely will not find a better quality hemp product out there. It is incredible to see the stories that we hear of people and how it impacts their pain levels, their inflammation. We've had seizures, children on the spectrum, all sorts of issues that people notice huge changes and quality of life with using hemp. We do have a cream form of our hemp as well, and that's our Renew or our Excel. That's a great option for just sore muscles or aches and pains. I love the Excel because it's got that kind of tingle to it. It's almost like a Bengay. It has the winter fresh smell as well. But Renew is just a standard cream that doesn't have any of that. Can help with psoriasis and eczema and skin conditions. Like I said, it can help with all the things. And so hemp is going to continue to grow. You see this product line here now in the next, 5-10 years, it's just going to keep growing because the industry is set to be a $23 billion industry in the next 4 years. So that's 48 months that it's going to grow from 2 billion to 23 billion. That is a huge and massive amount of growth for this type of product. And so I love that we're already ahead of the curve. I love that we're organically grown. I love that we do all of the testing on all of our products. We have third-party lab testing done on each individual product. So when you get your bottle in the mail, you actually get a QR code on the back of it that you could scan and you can know exactly what's in it and what kind of testing has been done on it. Many companies don't do that. I love that, like I said, we're going to have an absorption rate much quicker so that people can actually use it when they're with you hanging out at lunch and before they leave can tell you how much better they feel right then in that moment. And so when I saw all of this, and I saw the product line that they had, and I saw what their vision was for the future. The fact that they're releasing a kids line on the 24th, we are so pumped about that. And it's going to be broken down by age and by gender so that you can know specifically what your child needs for their growth stage in life, their future, their forward thinking. I knew that this was a unique opportunity because not only did they have products that aligned with my thoughts on health, with what I wanted to offer people and to help people with, because I knew so many people were struggling. I actually just read an article the other day talking about how about 40% of Americans, their mental health is suffering 10 times worse because of COVID. The stress and the fear and the worry and the unknown and all of that that's out there is just really hitting people hard. And so knowing that we have products that are going to actually impact people where they're at right now just gives me great peace of mind that I know that I can solve a problem for people. And so they wanted to make sure that we were offering this to as many people as we could. And they added in a phenomenal compensation plan to make sure that this could be provided to more people. Because let's be honest, if you had a friend that told you about something, would you not be more interested in that product than maybe just seeing one on the shelf? If you saw a whole bunch of different things out there, how would you know what to pick from, what to utilize? But if someone walked up right then and there and said, well, I've been using this product and it's really great for this, this, and this, you would be more interested in that one because it is the power of that person's story, their experience. And social selling is going to continue to be the wave of the future. Clicking it and shipping it is absolutely the way that we do things here. One, I don't want to drag my kids out of the house and go shopping with them because that's not fun. But two, also with all the sickness, I don't want to take them out and potentially expose them to sickness. So it's great that I can absolutely order things to my house. My groceries come to my house. Amazon Prime's like my best friend, right? It's the best way to do things in our current state of the world. And they knew that social selling was going to continue to grow. And so they wanted to get these products into the most people's hands that they could. And so they added in an incredible compensation plan. And when I saw it, my jaw dropped. I literally tell people what I saw, I couldn't unsee because it was so simple. It was so clear. It was so easy to understand. There weren't all these crazy hoops to jump through. It was obviously very focused on supporting the person that was starting this business. And that was something that I wanted to be a part of. Couple that with the fact that the company had been having over 700% growth in the last 2 years alone, and they weren't stopping anytime soon. Last month, we had over 140% growth in a month because of the demand for our products. And seeing that and knowing that made me really excited. And so I'll walk you through the 4 ways that we get paid so you can see just how simple it is as well. We make money on customer sales. Okay, so that's just like any brick and mortar. If you had a store, people came in and bought some products, you would make some money back on the margin that you had made. Same concept here. People can order products from you and you'll make commission back. I highlighted quite a few of our products tonight, but we do have a whole product line of over 34 products, and we can work with you for your specific health goals and figure out what would be the best option for you and help your people in your life that you're thinking of, because most likely you've probably thought of 1 to 2 people already that could benefit from some of the things we've talked about. And so you will have a wide customer base. And that is a specific option for making money. It's not dependent on building a team. You can absolutely focus strictly on customer sales and make a great paycheck. The other way you can make money is through building a team. I think COVID has highlighted how important it is not to have all of our eggs in one basket. Because knock on wood, that 2021 is not worse than what 2020 was. And I would guess that just like most of us on here struggle to get our correct intake of vitamins and nutrients that we need on a daily basis, I would also guess that the majority of us on here do not have 6 months worth of bills set aside. Because what if you lost that job that you thought is secure? Or what if the job that you have you no longer enjoy because of what it looks like now? Or maybe you want to make a change. Maybe you want to be home with your kids, but that's just not in the cards for you financially. Or maybe your husband is under a lot of stress and pressure at his job, and you just want to be able to help out. And that would be something that you would want to be able to do from home with your kids and not having to actually go get a job. There's a lot of people in all these different scenarios that could use extra income, and they could do that from their phone. And so building that team of like-minded people, finding people that want to help others and solve financial and health crises together is huge. Doing that, you can actually make money off of the ranks that you hit. We are a volume-based compensation plan that pays out infinity levels deep. So if you're in the industry, you know what that means. That's crazy. That's what made me excited, because I think about what my team looks like right now, just 1 year in, and I can only imagine 5 years, 10 years down the line. If every single person, every single order counts, that is huge. If you're not in the industry, what that means to you is that the hard work that you do, you get paid on all of it. The hard work your team does, that all the things that you do together, it all helps you towards your goals. There's no hoops to jump through, there's no cutoffs, there's no surprises. It's incredible. So you can make that monthly commission off of a team. You also get bonuses as you hit different ranks. And so you get a one-time bonus. In fact, our first 3 ranks, your bonuses pay out weekly. So we love to help people get started and get started fast and see that residual income come in so they can actually make back their investment and be in the green. I tell my team all the time, I want to make some money, honey, right? I want to show my husband that paycheck to show him that this is really something that's going to change our lives. And so I take that so seriously with every single person that partners with us, because I want to show you that you can do this. You can make some extra income from home and from the side. It doesn't have to be your plan A. It is for me because I love what I do, but it absolutely could be a plan B that you could utilize those bonuses and those team commissions for your family and for your future. But lastly, this is what really made me excited, was their financial freedom movement. This is a separate bonus structure that is paid out on top of everything else that we've already talked about, and it can go towards the debt of your choice. So you get to give them the information of maybe your car payment or your house payment or medical bills or student loans or credit cards, whatever that looks like for you. They will make a monthly payment anywhere from $100 to $400, depending on the rank that you're at in the company. When I saw that, I literally could not believe it, because it's so almost counterintuitive for what this industry is known for. Sometimes people think of this industry as being flashy and the cars and all those things. And Q says, no, we don't care about that. What we care about is you. We care about your financial house. We care about the fact that that needs to be in order so that you could have 6 months worth of savings put aside in case something terrible happened, so that you could have 6 figures in your bank account, not just that you made 6 figures in this industry, so that you could give to the causes that matter to you. Because if you don't have any extra bandwidth in your budget, there's no way that you can give financially to others that are in need. And I know that that's something lots of people are passionate about and want to be able to do. Or if you are, having to pay off debt all the time, like I said earlier, that money goes to somebody else. You don't get to control that anymore. You don't get to have the fun of deciding, does this go towards a fun trip with my husband? Does this go towards my savings account or a Target fund? Because I just want to be able to utilize, the ability to have the money in their hands and using it for their future and for their dreams. And so that is what absolutely blew me away. I've never seen a company do something like that and put basically their heart into their compensation plan that reflects what they care about for their people and for their future. So I'll show you quickly what our compensation plan looks like. I am currently a platinum ambassador. This is something that has been a huge blessing to my family, and something that has, changed the rest of our lives forever. And so my challenge to you is to ask whoever invited you tonight to have them send you this comp plan so that you can look and pick out a number that you think would be cool to make in a month, and ask them to show you how to do that. Because the way that our system works is that we can actually take what you need to make and work backwards from there and give you a system and a plan to help execute that. And that's what I love. I love giving people the tools to achieve and to move forward and not feel like it's a sink or swim thing, like good luck, we hope this happens. We want to pair with you when you're ready to run and ready to work and put the time and effort in to show up for this and learn how to do this and to actually see that return come through for you. That is my passion. My team knows knows it. I tell them all the time, I want to be there to help you see these goals come through for you and your family, because it's not only what you're doing right now, it's what's going to change your future forever and for generations to come. Think about the marriages we can save. Think about the children that we can give better, lives to, because we're impacting their financial future. So I am so thankful that y'all were all able to hop on tonight. Sorry I got started a little bit late, but this has been absolutely the best decision that we could have ever made for our family. And I know that whoever invited you would love to share more on products or on business and connect you to the correct information. And we just thank y'all for being here. And I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.